How's it going, guys? It's your boy CanDoKen, the most relatable Genshin content creator. Before we get into this video, I do want to give you guys just two quick little tips, okay? So, Fontaine's been here for a minute. I think 2 patches, 4.0, 4.1. So, here's a tip for a lot of you guys. When the maps get really large, like when all of Fontaine is released, like if we take a look at Sumeru, right? All of Sumeru is here. It's really hard to find like all of the, what are they? The Dendroculus, right? Really hard to find them all. This is why I think you should start finding them as the map portions release, because it's a lot more manageable and less stressful to look for Hydroculus like while the map looks like this, as opposed to like when we get all the regions over here and over the, you know, like it's a lot easier to find them all now and then like just have them and like then have to go search for them later and just be stressful and all that whatnot. The second tip, and you can do this once now, but if you were to do it before the weekly reset, you can get 2 of these transient resins from your teapot before a patch update. And excuse me. So basically how this works is when you get a transient resin from your teapot, it begins, what does it say? It begins expiring the Monday after this item is obtained. So basically, if you wait till Tuesday, you get double the time before this expires. So the trick is you get one the previous week, and I believe it's going to reset today or tomorrow. You get another one then. So then when the patch drops, you have all of your fragile resin saved up. You've got your condensed resin condensed, and you have a full, what is it, 160 resin saved, and you have 2 of these. So when Furina comes out, or whatever new character it would be at the time, you'd have so much resin saved for their boss drops and whatnot that like you could level them instantly. You have enough resin to get them leveled up to a decent level. That's just a little trick that I learned on Reddit. I mean, I had been doing it for a long time, but I saw it on Reddit, so I figured I'd go ahead and relay that to everyone. It never crossed my mind to like spread that information. All right, so we got that. Now let's time to get into So our banners dropped, and I'm here not to, I know a lot of other content creators have gone over these banners several thousands of times. I'm not here so much to like go over these. Like, we all know Furina's great. Furina's good. She's broken. We know what she does. Like, we've been talking about it for a long time. Her weapons, Favonius, Jade Cutter, like we know this. We know this. What I'm here to do is to give you all the low spender, free to play, and just the realistic point of view when it comes to these banners, okay? That way you can determine whether or not you want to pull these characters and whatnot. So obviously, the star of the show, Furina herself, she is broken. She is good. She's great. She's an amazing character. She's an Archon. You can't miss her. You do need to build ER stats on her though. She has a steep ER cost, but depending on the team that you run and the Favonius weapons that exist on that team and whatnot, it'll feel better to play her on specific teams. If it's a team that doesn't make particles, you might suffer. You might suffer. But the 4 stars on the banner, Charlotte's actually pretty decent. She's a cryo catalyst. Well, I think we've been waiting for a cryo catalyst. I thought it was gonna be her, the first one, but it was actually Risley. But she's here. She's a healer. She has, from what I know, decent off-field cryo application. She's good. I'm probably gonna get her. I mean, if you're pulling Furina, it's likely you get Charlotte. They're a good pairing. Charlotte is a team healer. She could heal your team. She gives you your stacks. Like, it's good. Charlotte is a pretty decent pairing with Furina if you don't have anyone else. As for Beidou and Calais, I mean, you know, old 4-star Beidou, she gets the job done, I guess. If you don't have Raiden, Fischl, I don't know, Kaching, and soon to be Chlorand. Like, I don't know. Beidou, nothing really notable to say about her. We have Kale. Kale is really good if you don't have Nahida, if you don't have Dendro MC, or you don't like Dendro MC, or you need 2 Dendros. Kale is actually really good. Her animations, I can show it to you what I'm talking about, because a lot of people don't understand. Let me show you. So, believe it or not, I used to run the Abyss with a level 60 Kale. Like, Dendro is so cracked. Like, if the Dendro applicator isn't like the damage dealer, they don't even got to be leveled. It's the same for characters like Sucrose and whatnot. But so the thing about Kale, she's really good. She is amazing. She's super good at Dendro application. Like, anyone inside, like multiple enemies inside of her zone will be afflicted with Dendro. Like, unlike how Dendro MC only hits 1 person inside, she hits every target inside. It's smaller, but she hits everyone. The thing is though, her animations are rough, bro. Like you see how long it took me to be able to cancel that? Her animations are rough, like extremely so. And like that time that you're forced to like stand there, like I've been killed so many times just like standing there for the enemy to just like, oh, hey, come punch me in my junk. Like, yeah, that's me just standing there dying. That's the only downside I would really say for Kale, outside of her being a 4-star and not delivering that much like damage herself like Nahida does. But like if you need a Dendro character just like to apply Dendro, or you need 2 of them, Kale is definitely a good pick, 100%. But yeah, that's it for our 4 stars. Furina, amazing. Good synergy with, why did I just forget her name, bro? Good synergy with Charlotte. Probably good Dendro related synergies with Kale. I don't really mess with Beidou too much. She's good if you're really on the struggle bus and you have to build Beidou for like a taser team or something. But don't do it. Just don't build Beidou. Don't do that. Yeah, that's it for that. And she, unfortunately, and I'll get into why this is unfortunate. Unfortunately, she shares a banner with the Cough Master Baiju. Baiju's good. On his skill, he heals the entire team. That specifically is really good for Furina teams. She wants people to be healed so she can drain their health. Really good. There's not a lot of well, no, because yeah, so you could run her on a Sino team with Baiju, because Sino wants a shield, he wants Dendro application, he wants Hydro for quick bloom. So yeah, you would run them together on a Baiju Sino team, and I mean that would be pretty nice. So like, it's not like it's a complete downside that they're being run side by side. If you have Sino, you need a shield, you need Dendro app. Like, I mean, Furina and Baiju are both here for you. So, but why this is unfortunate is this banner was almost good, especially like Hoyoverse is smart. This banner is a trap, okay? Because they know a lot of new players joined around Fontaine. And the stringless is really a really amazing like broken bow. The sacrificial sword is really amazing. Like it's a really like it has triumphed over the test of time. We're still using Xingqiu with the sacrificial sword to this day. Like he does not have a viable alternative. I've tried Favonius, it doesn't work. Sacrificial sword is the best sword for Xingqiu and many other supporting characters. Sacrificial fragments, the catalyst, amazing. Kokomi with sacrificial fragments in a like an EM related team, like a Bloom team, disgusting. She can put her jellyfish down twice to heal the Bloom damage. It's almost like intentional synergy. She gets EM from it and 2 jellyfish. You can't tell me that wasn't intentional. Dragon's Bane, I know Hu Tao just ran. Dragon's Bane's on there. If you need a weapon for Hu Tao and you don't have her signature, you don't have the Ballad of the Fjords from the Battle Pass, good polearm for Hu Tao. And then you have the freaking bell, it's trash. But like, those 4 stars are pretty decent. But then you have Baiju Donut on there. That is such a disappointment. Sort of, kind of, but just rock with me for a second. It's disappointing because like Baizhu doesn't even need his own signature. His signature doesn't offer anything really. Like, he's an amazing healer. Like, what he does is heal. He's not a damage dealer. He's not like any form of DPS. What he does is heal you and shield you. That is not affected by his weapon, like not in a major way. You don't need his weapon. He's perfectly viable with what is that thing called? The catalyst. I'm forgetting all of my Genshin stuff today. The catalyst, it has an HP main stat and freaking the same passive as Baizhu's weapon. You don't need this. This is something you don't need. You won't really be like, your Baizhu gameplay will not level up to some like absurd level by getting Baizhu weapon. So if you're planning on pulling Furina and you want her weapon and you also have Baizhu and you're trying to convince yourself that you don't mind getting Baizhu donut, like, you're lying to yourself. Don't do that. That's silly. He doesn't need his weapon. He honestly doesn't need a weapon, and he still will, if he's built properly with artifacts alone, he's still an incredible healer, an incredible shielder. Like, he doesn't need a weapon, so like he doesn't need his weapon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that simple. It's that unfortunate. But the thing is, Archons are usually rerun pretty quick, so there is a high chance that we use our primos now. We get our Furina, and say for instance, okay, so right now I've got 51,000 wishes saved up since I'll Hate Them's banner when Sumeru first came out. Let me see. I'm trying to do some calculations real quick. What the heck? Oh my. All right, well, I guess I can't do the calcs. Actually, there we go. So it's 319 wishes, right? If I stay within my common sense, I pull on Furina's banner up until I get maybe like C1, C2. You know, it's possible that I get them without spending all of those wishes. If I hold out until her next rerun, it's possible that she gets rerun with someone whose weapon I don't mind pulling, you know? Like, she could rerun with Ayaka. Like, it's been a minute since Ayaka's Eternal Winter, but like, she could rerun with Ayaka. Then like, I don't care whose weapon I get. I get a second Mist-Splitter, or I get Furina's weapon, and then I just, you know, I save for the next Furina rerun or whatever, you know? Like, I feel like if you plan ahead when you hit roadblocks, I feel like you come out better. You come out on top of things, you know, as opposed to people who are probably going to convince themselves somehow that they don't mind getting Baizhu donut, and then they're gonna pull and they're gonna end up getting the donut and being extremely disappointed that it wasn't Furina's staff. And when they put the donut on him and they realize that like CanDoKen was right, and there's not much that changes when he has his donut in his hands, then they're gonna be really upset. So I just, you know, if you're rich, this does not apply to you, because you can just pull whatever you want and money is no object. But for people like me, I work 40 hours a week. It's barely enough to pay rent. I don't make anything off of YouTube or any sort of like content stuff. I simply make these videos because I think they're fun to make, and I know a lot about Genshin, and you know, I might as well share what I know. That I literally make these out of the kindness of my heart. I don't get any money from it, you know. I do it because it's fun. But like, I work 40 hours a week, and I just cannot justify spending money that isn't guaranteed to get me what I want. I'm 100% with you if this game was simply expensive to get the things that you wanted. If the weapon itself costs $100, I'd be with you. It might be worth just clean dropping 100 just to get the weapon. But you can drop a 100 in this game. First off, that won't get you to pity on the banner, which is absurd. It's crazy. That doesn't make sense. That's robbery. So you can pay $100 and not even reach pity. Then if you do hit pity, you can lose to something you didn't want. That's crazy. It's not worth it. Furina's perfectly viable with Favonius. You can use the pipe. I'm not using the pipe. I refuse to let my Furina hold a freaking pipe. But you can use the pipe if your pride is not stopping you from putting that in her hands. You can use Favonius. You can use the Jade Cutter. You can use your Festering Desire if you're freaking lucky and you got that shit. I don't got it. If you got it, you can use it. I'm salty as hell about that, by the way. Freaking Hoyoverse. But like, there's so many other options you can use. She will still do damage, especially if you're getting like C1, C2. She's gonna do damage. You don't have to worry about that. The weapon's not gonna like squeeze out this crazy amount of damage from her. The weapon also doesn't have ER stats. So if your Furina's lacking ER from artifacts, you're gonna struggle. Like, getting the weapon won't save you. You're gonna struggle hella hard if you don't have ER. So that's it for me, I think. Just let me know what y'all think. I always respond to the comments. Y'all know this by now. I've been thinking about using Kodashop. I just heard of Kodashop. It won't work for me though, but if I can get it to work, I've been thinking of doing welcome giveaways. I know a lot of like free-to-plays would appreciate that. I figured I'd give back because you guys been really helping me get to 1K subscribers lately. So if there's anyone who's watching at this point in the video and you're interested in getting a welkin, send me your UID. A couple of y'all might get some welkins. I don't know. I don't have any like official giveaway plans, but like leave your UID down in the comments and hey, you might see a welkin show up on your freaking account if I can get Kodashop to work for me. Hey, without further ado, y'all have a good night. Deuce.